All right. Well, I'm going to get started here. Welcome, everybody. It is Friday, and we're doing a case study today on Facebook ads. Now, this is a traffic source that pretty much every affiliate I talk to has tried, and a lot of them that make a lot of money that I know also use this platform. And I myself have actually been using Facebook for over 10 years as a traffic source. So I feel that this is going to be a very welcomed piece of content for the Powerhouse Affiliate Premium members, because a lot of people are wondering exactly how to set up campaigns as an affiliate on Facebook. And a lot has changed over the last 10 years. It has actually gotten extremely competitive, and there's a lot of things you need to know. And Facebook is changing their rules constantly, so it's making it very different than how we used to run campaigns back in the day as an affiliate marketer. So I think this is going to be a really good eye-opener for some people looking to understand how to set up ads as an affiliate. Basically, we're going to talk about a white hat affiliate campaign. Now, there are a lot of people that make money doing black hat, meaning they're running ads to campaigns that are not allowed by Facebook, and they're doing this by using a cloaker. So if anybody has ever heard of the term cloaking, then you would know what I'm talking about. Basically, you are cloaking your links so that Facebook doesn't know you're breaking their rules. But in this campaign, I'm going to be showing an actual white hat strategy that I use, and I'm also using it on dayjobhacks.com, which is my new website that I've created to show people examples of how to build authority online in any niche that they choose. So this is the exact same strategy I'm going to be showing you today in diet. In the diet niche, I'm going to be running a highly sensitive offer that if I was to run it any other way, it would likely ban my Facebook account, but the way I'm running it today should not get banned. In fact, I've already ran ads and they've been approved. I've appealed a couple of things, and I'll show you all that as we continue throughout the presentation today. So Facebook is a beast, and you can make a ton of money if you do it properly. So let's just get in and show a sample campaign and show a strategy that can potentially work for your business. Let's just get this out of the way. I want to do the disclaimer, also known as the fine print about Facebook, okay? So basically, this is not the only way to do it. This is one strategy. This is how I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So I'm not guaranteeing that today it's going to be a massively profitable campaign. I'm showing you a strategy I've used and it works. And I'm using a very highly competitive niche, which is diet. Okay, this is extremely competitive. So I'm going into a niche which many would consider is very difficult. And that is why I want to show that to you as to how I would go into a highly competitive niche and set up ads as an affiliate marketer. So again, this is not the only way to do it. There are many different strategies online to advertise on Facebook, and this is just one. So I am testing a method today, and I'm going to be showing you every single step along the way. And then eventually I'm going to do another webinar just like this in a couple of weeks showing you the results. So if you want to copy me, then by all means you can try. But I would highly recommend that you just watch and try something in a maybe a different niche, or you can try in diet and maybe set up differently. If you try and copy it exactly, you might not get the same results as what I'm going to be showing, and we don't really know exactly what the results will be yet, because we are going to see that in the next following webinar. But once you see the strategy, you'll understand how you need to think before you even begin setting up your campaigns. So if you lose a Facebook account while you're using any strategies I recommend in my presentations, no matter where, and in Powerhouse Affiliate, any of our courses and stuff, you need to realize that Facebook is constantly changing their rules. You need to make sure that you read their ad policies, follow their rules, and this will help protect your accounts, okay? I've been on the bad side of Facebook, and I've been on the good side, and trust me, when you're on the bad side of Facebook, it's very difficult to scale and get more accounts. So you really need to make sure you follow the rules and keep the accounts you have intact. And again, Facebook is massive. Obviously, if you set your budgets and you try this, you could win big, but at the same time, if you're not doing it properly, you can lose a lot of money if you don't have the settings set properly. So again, let's just move on. And now that I've got this out of the way, let's have some fun here, okay? So the fine print is over. Let's move on. So here is the strategy, and this is actually a affiliate marketing funnel. Now, you're going to hear the word funnel all the time, and a lot of people use funnels, because it's the best way to kind of put your visitors into a kind of a micro sequence where they're making small commitments all along until eventually you get to sell them a product. Now, Facebook is very receptive to these types of funnels, as opposed to you just going onto Facebook and trying to blatantly advertise something. If you do that as an affiliate especially, they will be able to track your links and they'll know you're an affiliate, and they kind of look down upon you as an affiliate. So what I've been doing and what others are actually moving towards is setting up a funnel as an affiliate. Now, it's a lot easier to set up funnels if you actually own a product, because you have access to all of the pieces of the funnel. But as an affiliate, you can still set your pixels and tracking to have this funnel work for you. And I'm going to show you that as we move on. So the strategy here is to get the traffic into a lead capture page, which I'm going to show you examples of for this campaign. And then we're going to deliver them directly into a tripwire product. And we've explained this in some of our other courses, what this means. And basically, it is a sales page right away that we're trying to get people to buy a product. After they've actually entered into our lead capture funnel, they're also into our email list, which I'm going to show you the settings for that. And you'll see that over time, we're going to be delivering more content and engaging with our list, at which point we sell more related products, and we also monetize that in the back end with blog posts, AdSense, and all that kind of stuff. So this is a long-term strategy, and it's something that can easily be scaled. And the way we set it up is we have Facebook pixels all throughout here and tracking on our website, which I'm going to show you in a second. So that is the strategy behind this campaign today. So let's do the math on this so that we understand this. And this is something I do every time I set up a marketing campaign online. I think about the math behind it before I even start setting up ads. And a lot of people who are affiliates, they find an offer and they think, oh, I could totally promote that online. But then they don't think about the actual math behind it, and then the campaign fails. So if you have a solid plan in place before you start, then you know what kind of metrics you should be looking at and setting up so that you can test and tweak everything along the way, and all of your tracking will be ready for you. So here is one thing. So what we're doing is we're doing a lead gen. So this is a lead gen campaign, and it's going to be going straight to a tripwire page after they enter their email, and then they get an email sequence. So my target cost per lead is what I'm going to be aiming for on Facebook. Is I want to be able to get a lead into my sequence for $3.60. Okay, this is a target I've just come up with. I don't know if it's going to be $15 a lead. I don't know if it's going to be, $2 a lead, but I've set what I think is a realistic expectation as to what I can spend per lead based on other data I have from other campaigns I have ran in the past. But again, like I said, I'm entering into a very highly competitive niche, and I'm going in the USA diet, which is probably one of the most competitive niches online. And so this target cost per lead could be higher, but if I do proper targeting and I have high converting landing pages and squeeze pages, I can actually potentially get that lower than $3.60. So assuming that it is $3.60, if I get 100 leads, I'm going to be spending $360 on ad spend. I'm going to be split testing my landing page, which is the lead gen here. That's why I have split test AB. Now, what will happen after this is I'm going to get 100 leads, and they're going to land on my tripwire page right here. So this tripwire page, I am estimating, again, a 2% conversion rate on those 100 visitors that have come through the first step of my funnel. So I have 100 leads. They've hit my tripwire. I need 2 of them to convert on the CPA offer I am running. The offer I'm running is a keto supplement, and it pays me $80 revenue for every conversion. So at this point, that'll be $160 revenue just on the tripwire, okay? So I'm still $200 short of what I've spent, but this is where it gets interesting, okay? So I'm also going to be split testing the tripwire page. So this page and this page I will be split testing, and I have it set up now, and I'll show you. And now what I need to do is I need to set a target subscriber value. So these are the people that are actually in my email sequence, okay? So these same 100 people are now in my email sequence as well. And if I set my target value per subscriber at $2, and I think this is highly realistic, especially in diet, okay? Diet is a very lucrative niche once you have leads, okay? $2 per email is very doable, okay? In fact, I could probably get it higher than $2, but this is realistic numbers, and I'm using realistic numbers based on over 15 years of affiliate marketing experience and data analysis. So this is something that I'm looking at, and I'm saying, okay, $2 is realistic. At that point, gives me another $200 revenue. So at this point, I've just got 100 leads, and I've spent $360, and I have $360 in revenue. This is based on just rough math and realistic numbers that I've come up with. So now you're saying, of course, Joey, you're not making any money at all. You're actually breaking even. This is ridiculous. I'm quitting the webinar. See you later. I'm going to go find somebody else's training that's better. Hold on 1 second here, okay? So this is where it gets even more interesting. So let's move on and describe what else I get for the $0, in fact, I would have spent here. So basically, for free, if I'm setting this up and I hit these targets, I'm basically spending $0 for 100 leads in diet, okay? Total spend 360, total revenue 360. Now, of course, I can make this better. I can probably get these numbers different depending on the split tests that I'm doing. I'm going to get into that 1 second, but here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a total test budget of $400. So that is going to get me over 100 leads, hopefully, but I've got a little extra money set aside. So I've got $400 as the total test budget here. I'm going to be doing 10 ad sets, which I'll show you what that means. If you aren't familiar with the Facebook ad platform yet, you will know after this webinar. Trust me, you're going to know everything about Facebook that you need to know starting out. So 10 ad sets at $5 each daily will be $50 per day. So that is going to give me a total initial test time of 8 days, okay? For $400, I'm getting 8 days of testing, and hopefully I'm going to have 100 leads, and I'm going to have 2 conversions on the straight sale diet offer, and I'm going to be making $2 per email subscriber on the first set of emails that they receive. And I've got that all set up. So this is what I'm getting for the $0 that I'm going to be spending. I'm going to get a warmed up Facebook pixel. So this means that now I've got my Facebook pixel warmed up to the target that I'm looking for. I have it all warmed up, meaning that Facebook will now be able to deliver my ads to people that are more likely to convert inside of my funnel. Okay, so if I have the Facebook pixel set up properly, then that data is going to be stored into my Facebook account, and Facebook will now be able to use that data and put my ads. Once they know who is in my funnel, they have multiple different data points on that person so that they are able to just automatically show my ads to other people that match the same data. So my ads will eventually start performing better because the Facebook pixel is now gone through its learning phase. I'm also going to get a warmed up Google Pixel, because what I have done is I've also placed a Google Pixel into my website throughout the funnel. So now if I want to, I can retarget those same people that came from Facebook. And now that the Google Pixel has the data from those people, I can actually show ads to those same people when they're visiting any other website online that has Google AdSense display ads on there, or any other types of Google ads that they run into. They could see potentially my ad again. And this is a very warmed up audience, and they convert better. So these are the types of campaigns later that will be set up to get a higher conversion rate. So this retargeting audience is what I'm talking about basically, and I'm going to have that highly targeted diet niche audience now both on Facebook and on Google to start working with. Now, of course, with $400 spend, I'm not going to get a huge audience yet, but at least I'm already warming up my pixel, okay? So I'm getting hundreds of people in, and now I'm getting a warmed up pixel on both of these places. Now, that's not the best part here. Now, of course, I'm getting a list of email subscribers, which I can monetize. Now, these 100 people that are on my list now, I can send them emails as long as I'm not a complete jerk about it, and I'm not sending them crap. They will stay on my email list, and they will read my information about diet, about the keto diet, which we're going to be talking about, and what we're going to be advertising here, okay? And now I can set up blog posts with AdSense on them, which pay a lot of money because it is a very competitive niche. So I'm going to be getting that revenue as well from that email list forever, as long as they stay subscribers. Now, of course, people are going to drop off the list. They're going to unsubscribe. But as long as I keep continuing to build this list, I will still be able to monetize it. And that's what I'm saying here is you're also going to get free targeted traffic to the authority site. And we talk about authority sites throughout all of our training at Powerhouse Affiliate. Basically, we find campaigns, we set up CPA campaigns like this, and then we build an authority site around it, which eventually will get a lot of organic traffic if we continue to build upon it and provide value. So this will be the traffic that we send to it from the email list as well. So that is what you're getting for $0, basically, if the target numbers that I came up with in the first plan work. So hopefully we can get it to that point. And of course, I'm going to have a ton of data on which landing pages of mine are better than the others. I'm going to see the better converting landing page. So I will know next time when I go into a campaign that this new landing page that I've tested already is better than the other one. So then I can just work upon that. So now let me just go over the campaign setup. I'm going to start showing you the squeeze page I'm using, the tripwire page, the email autoresponder, and the Facebook page, okay? So from here on, I'm going to be sharing my computer screen. So we'll be going back and forth between this presentation and my computer screen. So bear with me, and here we go. So let's talk first about the squeeze page here. And let me just pull that up. Where are we? Okay, so can you see this here? Can you just comment, Bill, and let me know if you can see my squeeze page now?
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay. So here we are. This is the first squeeze page. So what I'm going to be doing is the strategy that I'm using here is to get people into the funnel by offering them a 25-day keto challenge. I've just come up with that concept, basically. I've seen other ads already around a challenge, and to me that is engaging for people, and I'm trying to come up with ads that are going to get people to engage. Okay, when people see a challenge or they see a game or they see some kind of thing that is interesting to them, then they will stop what they're doing on Facebook and participate or engage. Okay, and that is the key to Facebook, is you are actually interrupting people on their Facebook feed. They don't want to see your ads, okay? They don't go to Facebook to see your ads. Trust me, nobody does that. They go to Facebook to see what their family is doing or their friends, and they talk, and then eventually they'll see an ad, and you have to be able to get them to leave the concept of being there for a social reason to get into your stream of sales, okay? So this is why I'm trying to create something that is engaging. And I'm going to show you a little bit of data on already a test I've done just to see if this would track properly, and you're going to see it in a minute. So this is one version, and here's the other version. I've created two versions. Hold on here. So this is version 1, and this is version 2, or vice versa, whatever. But there's two versions here. You can see I've used completely different headlines. I've used different colors, and what I'm using here is Optimize Press for anyone that's wondering. This is a WordPress plugin. It allows me to create professional pages like this very quickly and easily, and it's a one-time fee, I think, of $97 to buy this, okay? And I've used it on pretty much all of my testing campaigns. I'll test it. It's a great tool to use, okay? And as you can see, I can easily change the colors of buttons and all that stuff. So those are the two pages I'm testing. And when we get into tracking in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how I've set that up inside of my tracker, okay? So now let's talk quickly about the next page that so once they've entered their email, let me just show you. They'll click on here, they'll enter their email, and they'll go into the funnel, okay? Same thing here, they click there, they enter their email, they'll go into the funnel. So I've tested this, and now what will happen as soon as they enter the funnel, boom, they see this sales page. Let me just go up to the top here so you'll see what they see. So basically they see this free 25 keto challenge, blah, blah, blah. And now, boom, they see this as soon as they enter their email. Welcome, congratulations on taking the challenge. Welcome to day 1 of the challenge, all that kind of stuff. And now this is a sales page, which these are pictures that I've taken from the advertiser themselves. So this is the person that owns the keto offer that I'm pitching at the bottom here, okay? You'll see at the bottom there's a keto hack supplement that I am pitching at the bottom of this page, and I've written a complete story, and most of this content here comes directly from the network that I got the offer from and the advertiser. So the images that I have are from them. However, I've also added some images here that I use as well, and I'll show you a tool to get these images in a minute. However, as you can see, it is a complete story, and it completely looks legit about the keto diet, and it tells them how they can hack this whole process by making it faster for themselves if they use the Keto Hack supplement, okay? So this is just a quick pitch right here, getting them into the challenge. So what I need here is a 2%, like I said earlier, a 2% conversion rate. So out of 100 people that visit this page, and I'll be testing it, trust me, I have another version of it as well that I'll be split testing against this. I need 2 people out of 100. 3 would be great. 4 obviously is going to be awesome. I'll be in the profits right away. 4% would be awesome, but I'm setting my terms here to be very realistic, and 2% I think is very realistic for 100 people to see this. At least 2 of them have to come down to the bottom here. There's links throughout the whole thing, and buy their bottle here for 40% discount, okay? So as I continue to warm up that pixel and get better quality traffic, then more of my people are going to be a lot more receptive to this offer, because I'm going to have a better audience as the pixel gets hotter. What else did I have there on the slide? One second here. The email autoresponder. Let me show you quickly what I've done there with the email. So what I'm using here is actually Aweber. I use Aweber for pretty much everything, but there are other programs out there. There's MailChimp. It has a free version, but eventually it'll get very expensive if you start building a list. Aweber can get expensive as well. One of my friends actually the other day mentioned something called Sendy. It's a free version of a autoresponder. Any of these will work, but what I use is Aweber, okay? So what I've done is actually I've set up the welcome email right here. And these are other old emails here. They're kind of not relevant to the presentation today. As you can see, I have it to send 999 days after the first message. So this is just the first message in the sequence right here. And this is what people are going to see as soon as they enter their email, okay? So once they click on that, it's going to give them another rundown basically of the 25-day keto challenge. It's going to have some information about that. And now, as you can see on my initial test, 66% of the people that come into the funnel are opening this email. And I've also included in there a free report for people as an added bonus to give them, you know, information and to make them, I guess, receptive to being on my list. So I'm giving them more value than they ever expected. And to do that, I didn't go and create ebooks on keto. Trust me, I don't have time to do that. But what I did do, and I'm going to show you, is I actually purchased a PLR free giveaway product here. As you can see, I bought Keto PLR. I got 6 parts to this, and I bought it for, I think it was 20 bucks. It's a full package of everything related to keto, okay? So this was a $20 investment. I got, first part is a bunch of articles, a whole bunch of email series, FAQs, everything I can put into emails later on. And they even have an email series here, okay? So I can come in here and I can actually just use the emails that I already bought, okay? They also have more than that. They have videos and stuff like that. Like, I'm not trying to sell you guys on this PLR. All I was telling you is that you can save a lot of time by just getting free content by PLR rights, which is, you know, private label rights. So if you just Google PLR, you can get all this content for your campaigns later. If you find that you're in a niche that is really working, then you can give people more content. So what I've done is I've actually got a video, and I'm going to show you that in a second once we get to the Facebook page. I've actually populated the Facebook page with some of this content. So, and again, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. I mean, I could spend, you know, 15 minutes trying to show you what, but it was basically all in that package for 20 bucks. So that is what I've included in this email as well, the report, the guide, all that stuff. I've gone through it and edited a couple things to change it to the logo that I've created for the site. So now let's just quickly show you the Facebook page that was required, because if you're going to run Facebook ads, you need to have a Facebook page. So let me pull that up here quickly. This is a Facebook account that I'm using here. So I had to create a Facebook page, and for Facebook to you know, you should just, if you're going to use this as your tool to advertise, you should have a nice looking Facebook page. Now I put a video up here. I'm going to show you where I got that video. It's actually really cool. And this logo here, I just basically created myself using a tool right here. As you can see, this is GIMP. It's a free photo editor tool. I use GIMP all the time, and I just basically made a really simple logo, and I uploaded that here, and I got the video here from a tool that I use. It's called Storyblocks. Over here, you can see storyblocks.com. I have access to videos, audio, images, all this stuff. I use this a lot, especially for the Day Job Hacks project. I can get video clips from here that I can add, and I can use these in my Facebook ads as well. So if I come in here and I type video and I type diet, I could probably find a few videos related to diet, and I could take these videos. If you just hover over them, you can see they start to move once it loads. I can use these videos in ads, and I can just easily download them, put them into my Camtasia Studio and edit and add I could potentially add, again, my logo to these videos, which I've done. I'll show you. And I can also add some wording here, like anything related to keto. And video ads you're going to see work extremely well for engagement, and you're going to get people sharing it, and they're going to show you, okay? And basically, what I've seen through my initial research on diet is that the white hat ads are all based around food, like stuff like this here, this bun here that, it's kind of interesting. People are like, oh, wow, look at that. I'm going to share that, right? And then they don't even realize they're sharing your ad, but they're sharing a video that they thought was interesting, okay? So that is an easy way to increase engagement on your advertising on Facebook. So moving on. Okay, so we've got the Facebook page. Oh, this is a different Facebook page I'll be talking about shortly, but let's just move back into the presentation here. So we've got the squeeze page. I've got 2 A and B versions. I've got 2 A and B versions of the Tripwire page, and I have the email autoresponder set up and a Facebook page. Now, the total time estimate on this if you're a newbie, it's going to take you a week. If you're somebody that has a lot of experience, I'm going to guess it takes you 2 days just to get everything set up properly and done, with professional looking content. So that is my estimate of time on that. Moving on. So now what we're going to do, I want to do an overview of the Facebook Ads Manager. What I'm going to talk about is the audience insights, the tracking, the custom audience, lookalike audience, Facebook pixel and objective, and then we're going to set up the campaign quickly, and I'm going to show you how I would go about doing this for the diet campaign. So I'm going to bring up my screen again, and we will do that right now. Okay, so here is the Facebook interface that we're going to be using for this. If we come in here, the first thing I want to talk about is the audience insights. Now, this is the tool that you need to get familiar with. This is basically Facebook giving you everything on a silver platter in terms of data, okay? This is all of their data basically right here for advertisers. Obviously, they want to help advertisers as much as possible. They want to give them as much information as possible so that we can spend more money. That's their deal, and that's what they want, okay? So I'm just going to remove over here the United States for a second, just so you can see that right at the start, you can see just everybody on Facebook and what is going on here. You can see the age and gender. You can see everything about Facebook data right here. Most of the people are between 25 and 34, and then it continues on, and it gets less and less as they get older, okay? So this is the basic data of Facebook. I mean, I say basic, but this is complete data. It's pretty much the only platform that we as, citizens of our countries and wherever we live, we can get access to pretty much the data of the world here, because everybody seems to be on Facebook. So billions of people on Facebook, so we can see the data. Now, how do we use this to improve our affiliate marketing campaigns? Well, the first thing I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be searching the actual niche I want to target, which is going to be obviously keto diet, okay? Specifically to keto diet. So what I'm going to start here, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff here that you can look at, but I'm just going to focus on the important factors. I mean, there's a whole realm of information that I could go on, hours and hours of training on this, but for now, let's just get to the basics and what is most important for me to focus on this campaign. So first, I want to find out the interest targeting of keto and who my audience is. I mean, we can all pretty much guess what it is, but let's just get, keto diet here. We have ketone, actually, which is kind of the same thing, but let's go and add diet in there, or healthy diet. So no surprise here. We have a very high population of women over the amount of men. So 75% women. So basically what I'm going to be doing is focusing. Remember earlier I mentioned I'm going to be testing 10 ad sets at $5 each per day. So of those 10, I'm going to have to say that at least 75% of them are going to be targeted towards women. Probably 80% will be targeted towards women. You'll also see here that the highest percentage is between 25 and 34, but I am actually going to be going a little older on this audience. I think there might be some discrepancies here between ketone and healthy diet, that if I take this away, yeah, you can see here now that I've done that. The age difference shifted, where now ketone is actually 24% for people over the age of 35. So I'm going to actually be targeting this demo here, which is 35 to 54. I can probably throw in 25 to 34 as well on some tests. But for now, I'm just going to focus on where I know that Facebook is telling me to advertise. Now, there's some more information here that I'm going to check out for when I set up my ad sets as well. And this is something that I found interesting. I've already gone through this data, by the way, but I wanted to be prepared for this presentation. But check out this administrative services, which is funny because the job kind of reflects the body of who we're targeting here. So administrative services, trust me, I used to be in administrative services, or I was working for the government. You know, I sat in an office chair and I ate my lunch and I sat in my office chair. I didn't really do much. I sat in a chair all day. And that is funny. When you look at the data here, Facebook is confirming the fact that people with a lifestyle where they're not doing a lot of physical activity at their job are going to be my target audience here. So if I was to actually dig down deeper, I could probably target certain jobs and find a lot of people that are overweight. And it's a strategy that a lot of people aren't using because, you know, it comes down to how creative you can be when you're setting up your advertising. So I'm definitely something to consider here, and management as well. They're so busy working, and management, you know, don't have time to go to the gym or get, you know, healthy. It's just the way it is. I mean, on a grand scheme. And I know there's obviously exceptions to this rule, but it's funny when you look at the data here and you can make these kind of assumptions. So something to consider. But the most important piece of the information here is right here. It's behind this little thing here. It's called page likes. Okay. Now this is where it gets more interesting, especially when you're setting up, because now I'm going to be able to spy. I'm going to be able to see ads that people are already running. So let's just go in here. These are some of the pages that these people who like ketone like, okay? The first place, let's just check easy ketone recipes. I'm going to open this one here, and I've got a couple other ones I found earlier. I think they might be the same ones, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into this page, and what I want to do is I want to click over here on the left-hand side. It's called Info and Ads. Basically, Facebook is so happy to share everyone's information that they also want to share what everyone is advertising, again, making it extremely easy for people to come in here and buy advertisements that will work for them, because they can simply just look at what their competitors are doing and basically copy it, which is kind of sad in a sense, but at the same time, as an affiliate, you know, we need every kind of advantage we can find, and it's great because I can just come in here and now I can see what these people are actually advertising in the United States right now. So as this loads, you're going to now see, look, okay, more ads. So these are all sponsored ads. You can see they're using video, as I suspected earlier. They're using videos of people cooking food. These are things that people are going to share, okay? They love this stuff. These are actually ads, and they're getting people into a funnel. Okay, that page just has one ad, but let's just go on to the next one and have a look just quickly. So we can see here, this guy or girl, whoever it is promoting pretty much to every country in the world right now. So they've got a global campaign going, but let's just go down to the United States. Basically, this tells me that they're advertising in every country, because if they weren't, then this would only show one option like the earlier one did. So over here, if I click United States, now it's going to show me the ads that are currently running in the United States. Again, a lot of food pics. This guy has a bunch of pictures of food. Keto is not just an ordinary diet, blah, blah, blah. It's a fabulous lifestyle. Fill out the quiz. So once you fill out that quiz, you're going to get an answer, but you won't be able to get your answer probably unless you enter an email. Again, going into a funnel, I could actually enter into his funnel or her funnel, and I could find out exactly what they're doing in the back end if I wanted. But right now I'm just going to focus on my own funnel and try and make it work for me, okay? What I really want to look at is just kind of the style of the ads. And again, this is proving again that highly attractive food pics or pictures that are kind of weird, anything like that, that are going to catch people's eye so that they eventually click on your ad or share it. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of examples. I could go on again for days here, but I'm not going to. I just wanted to talk about that quickly to show you that you can find these ads there. So now let's quickly go and talk about the Facebook pixel, because this is extremely important. If you are not using the Facebook pixel in your advertising, then you are going to fail. Okay, don't even bother signing up for a Facebook ad account if you don't understand how pixels work. You need to understand how this works, or else basically you're just throwing money away. You're padding up the investors of Facebook. Whoever owns Facebook shares love people like you who come in. They have no idea. They just spend money. Okay, pixels is where it's at. You must understand how the pixel works. Okay, so I'm going to kind of give a brief overview from my perspective how it works. Again, there will be different strategies out there, but this is what I do. I basically take the pixel itself and I create it, and then I add it first to my website as a global pixel. So basically it is on every page of my website currently, and to do that with WordPress, it's extremely simple. There's an actual official Facebook plugin for WordPress. So if you set up your landing page, you simply add the plugin to your WordPress dashboard, and then Facebook will ask you for your pixel ID, which is right here. So now you just enter that pixel ID into your WordPress plugin, and now all of the data is going to show in here. So basically now Facebook, now that it is connected to my blog, is now able to see everything about who is visiting my blog. And they can get, like, if you visit my blog right now and you have a Facebook account, there are hundreds of data points on you right now that Facebook has in their database, and they're saying to themselves, okay, well, this person has this, and this. So now let's build, if I want to build a similar audience, I could do that through here, and Facebook would basically just set up an audience that is just like you or whoever else is visiting my site. So obviously I want to get more data in here so that it is more accurate for Facebook. So Facebook takes time to learn on its own. And that is what I was talking about earlier, where the Facebook pixel is warming up, it's learning, it's understanding more. As more and more people come to my site, the pixel is getting more accurate. So what they are doing is collecting data of people on my site. That is it. So now what I need to do is, when I set up my campaigns, I can actually start by a broad campaign, which I will be doing in a second, but I can also come in here, and once I've got my pixel installed, I'm going to show you how to set up custom conversions shortly, but once that pixel is installed, I can use this data, to come in here and create audiences, okay? So over here in audiences, now, when I set up an audience, I can actually create audiences of people that are similar to the product that I'm pitching, or people that have visited my product or visited my website. I can also create similar audiences of all of the people who just entered their email, which I'm going to be doing. That is what I want to do. I want to create a lead capture campaign on Facebook, and then eventually I will retarget all the people, or create similar audiences of all the people that actually showed up on my website and entered an email, okay? Because those would be extremely hot leads and traffic, and very high quality traffic for what I'm promoting. So to do that, I would simply come over here, create an audience, and I can create a custom audience, or I can create a lookalike audience. Now for a custom audience, if I create a custom audience, I can do that by doing, I can have my own, here, let me just show you quickly here. If I had a customer file, now this is a very hot type of traffic. If I actually had a customer file from the keto supplement owner, okay, this is the person or the network that has the offer itself. And many times if you ask your affiliate managers, or you ask the direct advertiser, they would provide this to you, okay? It is a customer file. Now, whether they provide it to you as a downloadable form or an Excel document, that's very unlikely, but they will. Facebook has given people the opportunity now through the Business Manager platform to actually share this data between accounts. So if you had your Business Manager account set up on Facebook, which is what we're in right now, business.facebook.com, you can either use a personal account or a business manager account. But if you use a business manager account, you're going to have a lot more features available to you. So I recommend you set up your business manager account. It takes 2 seconds. You just basically go to business.facebook.com, sign up, enter your name and all that, and boom, you have your account. Now you have the ability to share customer files between accounts, and this can be done. Just you have to ask your network to do that for you. But we don't have that in this case. I didn't even ask because I'm basically setting up a lead campaign. So I'm just showing you that as an example. So I can set up custom audiences here. I do have a customer file for the Day Job Hacks campaign that I'm setting up as another campaign because I have all of the customer data in the product that I actually own, which is powerhouseaffiliate.com, okay? But I will not be doing that today, and I'm just going to close that. So I can also create a lookalike audience, and this is where it's interesting because now that I have the pixel, I can find lookalike audiences and set them up. And I can do that later, and I will do that once we have more data. And so I'm not going to cover it too much right now, but in the next follow-up part to this case study, we will talk about lookalikes and retargeting, okay? So now let's go back quickly to the Ads Manager. So I've talked about pixels. I've talked about the audiences. One thing we need to do right now is we need to set up a custom conversion or an event, okay? And I want to do that because what I want Facebook to do when I set up my ad is I want to track an event. So I'm going to do this really quick just to show you how it's done, and then we're going to set up the ads, and then we're going to open it to questions and answers. And the funny thing is about Facebook is it constantly changes no matter what. This video will probably be a little bit different for anybody watching it when they go next week into their actual Facebook accounts. And we'll talk about the ads for a second, let Facebook catch up with itself here. So here we are in the ad account first. So let me just show you what I've done quickly. Okay, so I've set up a post on the page that I created, basically just so I could get the page set up. Now, I'm not going to recommend anybody sets up post engagements. And when you click Create Campaign, it'll give you some options I'm going to discuss quickly in a second. But first, I just want to show you a little bit of data on this quick ad I set up just to test. And the reason why it says account spending limit is full is because this is a prepaid account, and I just have to load up some funds, and it will start delivering again. So this is a prepaid Facebook account. If you click on the ad itself, and you come in, or the ad here, and you click Edit, you can actually see the ad that I set up. And this is just one example. But what I can do here is I can click Ad Preview, and I can see the Facebook newsfeed ad here. Okay, so here's the ad. You can see I've got welcome to the 25-day keto challenge. We offer free advice about keto, blah, blah, blah. It's got the link in the ad. So this is an engagement ad. Like I said, you're not going to really get a lot of conversions from these ads, but you will get engagement, which I did get here. As you can see, 302 people saw my ad. I spent $3 and I got 18 engagements. So for $3, it's not bad, but nobody converted, obviously. I think it's more of just getting your word out there. But I did get it, which is interesting to me, 2 shares. So that means 2 people saw the ad and shared it. So this is very important information because I've created an ad and most people don't share ads, okay? If they know it's an ad, people don't share it unless, you know, it's like I would say 95% of people, and I'm making this up, 95% of people wouldn't share an ad if they saw it on Facebook and they knew it was an advertisement. So when people see ads that are engaging like this, they're more likely to share it. They probably just missed the fact that it said sponsored somewhere, or maybe it didn't because it's an engagement ad. But it's interesting to me because when people share this kind of stuff, it gives me, you know, confidence in the fact that by building good ads and good content, you will get people sharing your ads for you, which is important here. So what we're going to do, though, is we're going to go into setting an actual campaign up where we're targeting a custom conversion or an event. And I'm going to show you that here right now. So going into campaigns, I'm going to create a campaign, and let's just talk about the options here we have. And then later in the next training session for this, we will talk about the breakdown of the data and all that stuff. But let's just get into selecting the campaign details here. So for my campaign, I can pick awareness, and I never use awareness, to be honest with you, and reach. I don't use those. I can't even begin to explain why anyone would use them, okay? So moving on, we have the next options, which are traffic, engagement, app installs. I've used app installs when I'm promoting apps. That's a good one. And I've actually used video views to get traffic before. Like here, you can use them to just get traffic to basically any page on the internet. Right here, and basically when you do these ones in the middle, you're not really using the pixel, okay? I mean, you are in a sense where you're getting data on your website, but Facebook isn't targeting people a lot on the pixel as much as they are when you try and get actual conversions. So what we're going to be doing today, we're not going to be doing lead generation. That's a different style of campaign. What we're going to be doing is lead gen, but we're going to be doing it through a conversions campaign. So when I select conversions, it's going to take a second to load here. And what I want to do is I just want to name this something. If you have a lot of campaigns in your dashboard, it gets very confusing. So we're going to go 25-day keto USA. Actually, I don't have to put USA because I can actually target that in the ad group setting. So I'm just going to leave 25-day keto challenge. So the ad set name. So now we get into ad sets. So we have the campaign. There's three levels of what happens here. There's the campaign, which is the top level, and then you have ad sets. So this is where I'm going to be starting to set my targeting. So this is where I'm going to have 10 ad sets eventually. So I'm going to create the first one here now, and then after the webinar, I'll create 9 more. I won't make you sit through me setting up 10 more ad sets or 9 more ad sets, but what I will do is I will set them up, and then when we come into the next session, you'll see the data after we've done this. So basically, I'm setting up the targeting here for the first ad set, which I will do, and then I'll set up an ad, and then we'll submit it, and then we can open the floor. So again, Facebook is being wonky. As you can see, it is taking time for it to load. So I'm going to change that ad set name to the first target that I'm going to be doing here. So I'm going to do USA. We're going to go 35 to 44 women. Okay, well, it looks like it's loaded. Okay, finally. Jeez, that's annoying. Okay, so we've got the lead pixel here. We're going to select that because we want this campaign. Basically, the objective here is to get leads, and Facebook will now, once they have the pixel data, they will be able to target my audience to people that are likely to become a lead. Now, I'm going to help them out a little bit here with already putting in some of the data I already know, but I also want to leave it a little broad because right now this is kind of what I call a discovery campaign, okay? So I'm just kind of setting it a little more broad than I normally would, because it's the first crack at it. I want to make sure I'm getting data from as many data points as I can, but again, I have to consider how much budget I have, okay? So I'm going to select the United States here. Now, if I wanted to really get super technical here, I could go to Google Trends, and I'm just going to show you quickly what you can do here. You go to Google Trends, and if I type in keto diet, it's going to give me a map, basically, and kind of the details here of the information. But you can see here the darker ones are more like, I mean, diet's a little different because everybody is on a diet, basically, in the United States. No offense if you're in the States, but what I mean here is like everybody, it's such a broad subject. But you can see there are some that are a little darker than others here, which means that these are, more potential in these places, okay? So if I wanted, I could actually just specifically target Idaho or Wyoming or these other places here. But many times in other niches, you'll see these are very obvious. These are just so close together, but that it's not really the data you need. But if you wanted, the point here is to see where the actual hotspots are. So let's go back to the ads manager. Right now, we're going to do United States. We're going to select the age group for this ads. This is just for this ad set, okay? Now, again, I'm going to set up more ad sets later with different ages, different targets, so that I can see which ad sets are performing the best. So this one, I'm going to go 34 to 45 women. And I'm actually going to go broad, and I know that this sounds crazy, but I am doing it because I just want to see the first little crack at the data. So I'm only spending $5 a day. I'm going to see what comes in, but eventually you can target, I'm going to target English only because I am focusing on the English language here. But here I could do some more detailed targeting like keto. But if I target keto, to me, I think if I target keto, it seems like the obvious thing to do. But people that are already interested in keto, maybe they don't want to take part in a challenge for 25 days. I don't know. I just think that way. I want to analyze the data first before I start putting the obvious. And everybody, has a different opinion of how you would do this. And you can hit your demographics and interests here immediately. But for now, I'm just going broad, okay? And maybe I can change this on the next ad set. I mean, I'm testing 10 different ad sets. I'm going to see which one performs the best. So for this one, this is what I'm doing. So you have basically 10 stabs at this, and then you're going to have 10 ad sets at the end of the day, and you're going to see basically the data on all 10, and then you can make your decision. So here, I'm going to leave this as automatic placements right now. And now, of course, they're going to say recommended because this is the one that's going to spend the most money, which is crazy. But what I'm going to want to do eventually is kind of pause some of the ones that I know that don't work well. But for diet, again, maybe I will leave it on for now, just on this ad set so I can see all of the feeds that are going to spend the most, and then I can come in and pause later because I won't have that data if I pause them right now. So I'm going to change that back to saying automatic placements for now on this ad set, but I can edit them later if I want, or I can set up a new ad set and switch those placements. At least you can understand what that means and know where to make the decision. So here for this ad set, I'm going to set it at $5 daily budget. Okay. Now you can change this lifetime budget or daily, but I'm going to obviously stick this to daily, and then I'll set up more. Now, $5, again, this is something that is debatable for everyone. People will say you can't get enough data for $5, and some people, obviously in a very highly competitive niche, that could be potentially correct. In smaller niches, if you target a very refined niche that maybe not a lot of people know about, $5 might get you a lot more clicks and data. Now we'll find out as soon as I see tomorrow or the day after some of the data. I may make these changes immediately to increase this to $10 or $15 or whatever it is per campaign, and that will obviously change my budget, or I would have to pause some ad sets first and get some data. But anyway, let's start at $5. You can do it for $5, and that's what we're doing here. So there's some advanced options. I'm just going to leave it right now. Optimize for ad delivery, or optimize here. You can do landing page views, conversions, or other options. What I want to do is I've set up the pixel so that I can optimize the delivery for people that are converting on the lead, okay? Now, don't forget, I have to set up that lead conversion, which will be in a second, but that is what I want Facebook to do for me. So they're going to optimize for me based on the conversions that I've set up, and they'll know when the conversion happens because I'm going to set it so that every time somebody lands on that sales page, the tripwire page, that it's going to fire a conversion inside Facebook. You can test these conversion window options if you want. I leave it as the default, but some people have different strategies and they work. You can try them, but for now, I'm just going to leave it at that. Bid strategy, lowest cost for the conversion, and you can also set a bid cap. So if I wanted to spend $5 maximum for a conversion, I could set that here. And again, remember I said that I only wanted to spend $3.60 per conversion. Well, I could set that $3.60 right here for a lead and hopefully get one. But for now, I'm just going to let Facebook show me what's going to happen when I fire this up. I'm not going to make any changes really to the default. If you set accelerated here as your delivery type, it's actually going to spend your budget as fast as possible. But thankfully, as their default, they have it set to standard, which means they're going to spend my $5 throughout the actual day rather than immediately. If I was to set a $5 bid or $5 ad set right now for accelerated, I mean, it would just basically be gone before I could even click the save button, okay? So moving on. Now we get into actually setting up the ad itself. Now I've done some research already. We know that videos work, and we know that pictures of food is popular. We know kind of that general perspective, right? And we know that the small little engagement test that I did talking about a challenge and showing food got a couple shares. So what I want to do is I want to kind of keep the same angle. Now, there's obviously different angles we could use. We could use the recipe angle. We could use the challenge. This is a game, like, or can you get healthy in 25 days? All that kind of stuff, right? So I'm going to test different angles later, but for now I'm going to keep it really basic, just a simple, quick, so I can see what the reaction is, and then I can change these ads later. So I can always add more ads. I can always set up new ad sets. For now, I just want to show you how I'm setting it up. So I'm going to do a video ad here because I've actually created a short video for this, and I think it'll be a great starting point for that. So let me just find that video quickly. It is, yes, okay. So coming down here. So what you're going to do here is you're going to call your ad name whatever you want. I'm just going to put ad 1 here. Now for every ad set, you can test multiple ads in them. So you can set up as many ads as you want. So if I'm setting up 10 ad sets and I'm split testing ads, that means I have to do 20 ads, okay? If I'm doing 3 ads per ad set, obviously that's 30 ads. So it's going to get to be a lot of work. And when people say that they can manage multiple Facebook campaigns all at once, it's really not something you can do by yourself. These are people that have agencies, they have a team, they have people setting up ads for them, testing ad sets. They've hired people out. You outsource, okay? You get people to create ads for you. As a single lone wolf affiliate, you're only going to have time to properly set up maybe 2 or 3 Facebook ad campaigns and watch them closely. Once you start getting too many, you're going to spread yourself way too thin, and you are going to probably lose a lot more money than make money, okay? So just keep that in mind. So moving down here, let's set up the ad. You can use an existing post. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to create an ad from scratch. I'm going to do a single video. So coming down, we're going to click video, and we're going to upload the video. So here's the ketone video I did. Let's just upload that. Hopefully they'll do it fast. But in the meantime, while that's uploading, I can come down here and set up a few of the settings. And we're going to talk quickly about tracking here, because what we're going to do is we're going to actually use a tracking link so that I can track everything inside CPV Lab. So the website URL I'm going to use here is something I've already set up. Let me just get that. Okay, there we go. Got it. Okay, got my tracking link. So here, what I want to do is I want to put ad 1. So I'm going to go ad set 1, ad 1. So this is a tracking link you can get from CPV Lab or whatever tracking source you're using. You're going to want to make sure you're tracking your ad set and your ad so that in your third-party platform, you can actually see the data. Now, what I've done is I'm using a redirect tool to use for my CPV Lab, because if I was to put my CPV Lab link directly into Facebook, they're going to see a affiliate link, which to me, they don't like. So and plus it's going to populate the field on the ad with my actual tracking link, but I want it to say 25-day keto challenge. So what I've done is I've actually taken and set up my CPV Lab Pro landing page sequence campaign. So there's different types of campaigns you can set up, but this one's going to be a landing page sequence because they land on my squeeze page. Then the sequence is they enter their email, then they land on landing page 2. So that's the second part of the sequence. And then eventually they click through the offer, and that is the third part of the sequence. So you have to set up a landing page sequence campaign on CPV Lab. Now, every tracking platform is different. Everyone will have this type of capability. It's just a different setup. Basically, if you're on volume or if you're on funnel flux or whatever it is, you're going to want a sequence set up. So basically, I've got it going to landing page 1 and 2, which are those 2 split tests that I showed you already. And then I've got after the opt-in. I haven't set up the second landing page for after the opt-in, but I will put it here. And then I'll be split testing AB here and AB here. And then I have the keto offer here, which is the offer link from Vault Media Network. It's inside the network. It's a keto straight sale offer paying $80 per conversion. So there's all the setup for the tracking, saved the campaign, and then I took this link and I put it into a redirect folder on the 25-day keto challenge.com website so that I will use that as my ad link inside Facebook, which we'll get that back up here right here. As you can see, I've got it as a tracking folder, and I've got all of this stuff here. This is kind of advanced coding, but as you can see, it is a redirect so that now when I populate it and they load my ad, whenever they get this video uploaded, obviously it's not going to happen anytime soon, you'll see it now below the ad. It'll say 25-day ketone diet, not my secure track link that you see normally. Okay, so that's very important. If you want congruency with your ad, you want everything to be the same. You want the ad to say your domain, and when they click on it, it goes to the domain they were expecting to go to, and that is how people build trust. They see it and they share it. Okay, and it also gets your name out there and it brands it for you. So text here, I'm going to just put, again, you can go back in and you can see some of the ads that we're already running, but we'll just kind of come up with our own here. Again, I could have pulled up some ads that I found. Actually, let me just show you an example here of some ads I found while I was out spying around. Here are some wordings. This is from a tool called Ad Sector. Okay, it is a Facebook spy tool. It is one of many out there. It'll probably be outdated by the time a new one comes out next month. But every month or two, a new tool comes out, and people are building these spy tools to show you all the ads. But basically, Facebook has become its own spy tool for free. So if you want to spy, just basically go to Facebook and use Facebook as your spy tool. That's the way things seem to be going these days. But anyway, here's some wordings. So the keto diet is the best way to actually enjoy the ride. These are kind of headlines I want to use, right? So I'm just going to kind of use these as a guide, but I'm just going to kind of write out the ad now. So you have to be careful too, especially in the diet sector or the diet, niche on Facebook. They're very sensitive. Okay. I've already had many ads disapproved because as soon as you have a number like 25 and the word keto, it's going to be instantly auto rejected probably until you actually build some trust or you actually just request manual approval. And sometimes you'll have to appeal ads, especially in this niche. And many niches are like that. So you need to be careful with your wording. And you can't make any bold claims here, especially in diet. I cannot say they're going to lose weight. And it's actually even questionable whether I can say, can I change your health? So I need to actually, I was going to say that, but now I need to rethink that. And I need to come up with words that Facebook will not flag. And at the same time, will get my audience to do what I want them to do, which is to sign up for the 25-day keto challenge. And again, I've got my link, and now I want a very good, compelling headline. So I will probably just take this one here. Again, I don't want to put anything about losing weight right now until I have some more information and seeing how Facebook is going to respond, especially in this niche. If you go a little too aggressive right away, you can just basically lose your entire ad account, especially when it comes to diet. So I'm just going to take it nice and slow here. I'm going to throw this out there, and now basically I have to wait for this video to load. So now I'm not going to, sit here for another 10 minutes waiting for that to load. Basically what I would do once that's done is hit confirm and the ad is submitted. And then after that, I can come back into the campaign itself and create new ads or ad sets, and that's what I would do. I would have 10 ad sets, all of them tracking, and to do that, you would just come into your campaign here, and you would click on the campaign, and then you would add the ad set in here. Okay, so you're in the ad set section here. You can just create another one here, or you can pause them, and you'll see all the data later. So we're going to go through the data again in the next videos, but for now, we're just going to leave that. So one last thing before we get to questions, and I'm not going to do it right now, but I don't want to forget about the pixel thing that I mentioned earlier and talking about the events. For some reason, Facebook was being wonky in the events section. So I'm not going to, if it's being wonky right now, I'm not going to bother going over that topic right now. But creating the event, you would want to just grab the little pixel code and either put it directly on the page where you're tracking the event, or if you were to click and set up events in here, you can do it by just entering in oh, here it is. It's finally here. Okay, set up new events right here. As you can see, set up new events. Now I want to make sure that Facebook knows when a lead happens. So right now I can set up an event by either grabbing the lead pixel, and sometimes it's not here. You have to select one of these other topics to show you the lead part. So here's the lead. If I want to track an event on a page load, so the page load is actually the second page, like I said earlier, and the conversion value for my lead is going to be $0, and it's going to be here, it's going to be US dollars. And so I can take this little snippet of code and put it on the actual page that I am tracking the lead on, okay? So I can do that, or I could set up a custom conversion. So those are two ways you can do it. So custom conversion, I could come in here, but then I would have to select custom conversion when I'm setting up my ad set. So for now, I'm just going to do that pixel code, and then I would come back into my actual page here, and now I need to just place that code in here. On Optimize Press, it's extremely simple. I would click on the editor here, and I would just paste that lead code. So now every time somebody lands on here, Facebook is going to know that a lead occurred, and I just add an element here, and it'll be a HTML right here, custom short code. I would paste that there, okay? And I would hit insert, and now there's the custom code there. I would save and continue. So now every time somebody lands on this page, Facebook will register it as a lead, and they will optimize my campaign for that. So that is the last step of setting this all up, assuming that the ad is not even close to being loaded yet, because Facebook is, again, being very slow today. So that video will load, and then I'll submit, and then we're done for the day. I will set up 9 more ad sets, and we will have data next time, and we will talk a lot more about the user interface and how to actually track and see where we need to make changes so that we can turn this into a very profitable campaign. Now let's open the floor. I'm not sure if there's any questions, but obviously that was a ton of information today. Bill, if you have any questions or answers or anything like that you want to mention right now, that would be good.
Much here. Oh, here's one that just came in. Regarding using the Google Pixel for retargeting, Google has a policy that you aren't allowed to identify people regarding health issues.
Okay.
Is that a question as if Facebook has that same policy, I think, or?
I don't honestly, I don't know that policy. Yeah, if you're identifying certain health issues, that's why I've tried to avoid that in my wording for Facebook as well. Like if I was to talk about, diabetes or blood pressure or anything like that, if I'm getting into that kind of stuff, I definitely don't want it in my ads themselves. Now, having the content on my landing page with the pixel, it gets questionable as to how in depth they're going to go. But yeah, that makes sense. So definitely once you get into talking about people's, actual health conditions, it gets a lot different. So again, I don't know the policy exactly for that. Any other questions? Okay, well, I am going to set up those other 9 ad sets, and then we will go from there. And if anyone has any other questions, you can always ask in the forum. There will always be answers in the forum, and we'll be in there to answer them anytime throughout the week. And next time, we will be going through the data on this and showing the actual results of the landing pages and all that stuff inside CPV Lab and the Facebook ads interface. So have a good day, and we will see you on the inside.